And I'm also a teacher of the drums too.
In 2011, only 37% of artists were actually paid in the UK. Many artists have difficulty getting jobs, and some artists think there are not enough jobs to go around.
There are students that go into special effects, there are students that go into graphic design, there are students that go into painting, there are students that go into animation, there are students that go on to do degrees in these subjects as well, maybe prop making, maybe set design, maybe architecture, maybe advertising, maybe TV and media as well, games design. A lot of fine art students will choose very, very different paths. I believe that art is incredibly viable in society, very important, valuable in society, and very viable as a career. Council and businesses recognise that, hey, this is a hotbed, this is an area for ideas, for new things to happen. People are moving here, people are doing things here, so let's put more money into it, let's put more businesses. And this is very evident. So creative subjects, fine art, being able to make these jobs, these are very important to develop communities, to start them. I could speak a bit more obviously about public art. Public art, by nature, are areas that appear in places like city centres, in communities, in parks, central areas where people can come together to appreciate a form, a subject, and it depends what that is. So I believe it's very important and it helps build the rest of the community around it. But then that said, without other communities, the art community can't survive on its own either. But I do believe it's perhaps an instigator and a starting point.
Very important because you see it everywhere. So, like, you're on the bus, side of the bus, that's graphic design. Billboards, that's graphic design. Packaging for a packet of crisps, it's graphics. So it's pretty important. To me, well, it's quite important because I see it everywhere. I'm the one who's viewing it. I'm hopefully be the one who's creating it. So to get a job, it'll be quite hard because it's a big. There's loads of people going for it, and that's just thins the chance.
So jobs range massively for both fine art and design, having money ranging between £19,000 to £14,000 for their beginning stages.
In London, you get paid a lot more than you do in the north of England, and kind of London's where a lot of the jobs are, whereas in the north there's not that many design jobs, but you know it's still quite varied. But I don't know, I suppose if you're like a creative director of a huge company, you know, you can be earning kind of six figures really. Sort of junior level, it depends on where you are again, but sort of around about 15 to 20,000 is kind of the average salary, I'd say, and then it kind of works up, you know, to 30, 40 through to midweight and seniors, and then, you know, like I said, creative directors can be sort of 50k plus, and then the junior designer, which is kind of the entry level role really. And then it kind of builds up in almost like weights, you know, you have like boxing weights, so you have like a junior, midweight and a senior. So yeah, you kind of have a junior designer as your entry level role, then after sort of 3 to 5 years you might be like a midweight one, and then maybe like 5 to 10 years it's like a senior designer. So that's kind of the highest role you can be as a designer, and then above that is the creative director. They're almost like they kind of manage all the other designers, so they kind of lead the creative team, so they'll kind of come up with the ideas and direct and manage all the other creative staff. But they don't really get to do actually much of the designing, then kind of much more of a, you know, kind of a leadership roles.
Well, that's the one thing that no one, you know, art doesn't make you money at all, and everyone makes money out of you, because if someone wants to help you sell something, they want some of it, and that's a very bitter pill to swallow, because you know it's awful. That's the bad side of it. But in time, things change and move your way, and I think that's the same with anything. You know, if you're a pop star or whatever, you start off making no money, and you know, record producers are the same, and publishers are the same, galleries are the same. And but yeah, it's all that time. And if you can be patient and work with it, then the money starts to come.
So art is a very viable subject for both society and the people in it, and it is a very good career to go into.